Yeah, so way off from primary. My mom didn't pay my fees for high school, neither for university, and I owe it to God and I owe it to myself as well, because this was just as a result of my performance. A little backstory: from my primary school, I used to be a top student all the time, and that's no crap. You can ask people who know me from way back, you can attest to that. And I used to perform very well in maths, very well in sciences, but I'm doing all this, but at the same time still taking care of my siblings. I went to a day school from class 1 to class 6, so that means that you have to go back for lunch and come back to school. Welcome to yet another episode of The Unfiltered by Della V, and here we keep it real, we keep it raw, and we keep it moving. Typically, you can see from the topic of today's video, we are in a class. That's why I'm recording this video from my balcony, literally. So poverty taught me lessons that no school could ever. I know usually people think that poverty teaches you luck, which is so true, but from my story, poverty taught me some essential and crucial lessons that no school could ever teach me. And today I've written them down and I'll be sharing some of them with you, because I owe my success and my improvement and everything I've built this far to my background and upbringing. So I'll share with you these lessons and you can pick one or two things, and I'll be standing. If I get tired, I'll sit down, but from here, let's keep it rolling. So if you know me personally, you know that I've been raised by a single mom, and in my family we're four kids, and I'm the firstborn. My dad died when I was 6. That was around 2 or 6 while I was in class 1, and my mom now had to raise us with nothing left, no like inheritance, her literally figuring it out, and she married off young. So their childhood was really tough. That means that you have to fend for ourselves, and I had to be like the one who help my mom like bring up the other kids in some way or in ways that I could. So it was a very tough childhood, but it has taught me some of the things that I live off today. So one thing that poverty taught me is discipline. Being that I was the firstborn and I'm a bright student, and I was a bright student, I had to learn discipline way earlier off in life, because first I could only get my school fee paid for via scholarship. And if you know, for you to get a scholarship, you have to be a very hardworking student and you have to keep your grades high there. So way off from primary, my mom didn't pay my fees for high school, neither for university, and I owe it to God and I owe it to myself as well, because this was just as a result of my performance. A little backstory: from my primary school, I used to be a top student all the time, and that's no crap. You can ask people who know me from way back, you can attest to that. And I used to perform very well in maths, very well in sciences, but I'm doing all this, but at the same time still taking care of my siblings. I went to a day school from class 1 to class 6, so that means that you have to go back for lunch and come back to school. School was a walking distance. It was some distance, but like 3-4 kilometers, which you have 1 hour for lunch. So the 1 hour you walk back home, cook for my siblings, then run back to school and sit for the afternoon class, then go back home at 6, do the same, because most of the time my mom was not at home. I was the one usually left with the kids, or my siblings, that is. So it taught me how to multitask way earlier in life, and it taught me how to be very self-reliant and very independent, because I had to take care of the kids. At the same time, I have to keep up with my grades so that I can get my school fees paid for. So I don't remember a lot for my primary school, but I remember I passed very well, around 381 marks out of 500, and got called to a national school. So this was very nice, because my peers were going to school, and I was also very excited to finally get to high school. Shock on you, there's no fee, so we had to apply for scholarships, which my mom did, which I appreciate you so much, mom, because of I do say God is one of my favorites, or not even one. I've just literally been built and raised by God, because tell me why, out of 400 students who applied, some had way better marks than I did, but I got picked. And for my entire high school, my mom didn't pay a coin for my school fee. And once I was done with Form 4, because I did my high school in Kadika Girls, I was called to Pangani Girls, but it was way far, and my mom felt more comfortable to do a country school within the vicinity, so that she can easily come to school and stuff. So I didn't get to pay a coin for my entire high school. And once I was done with my high school, that is in 2018, that program also ended. That's the shock. That program just ended like that. Then I said, you know what, God, we agree that you're going to school me even in the university. So the scholarship ended at Form 4, but now at the university, my mom met a distant relative also at that time, because now from then I got 73 points. That was like a B plus, which was 1 point shy of A minor, but I performed extremely well in mathematics and sciences, which I'm very passionate about till to date. I joined the University of Nairobi to pursue degree in bachelor degree in economics and statistics, which I did, but then the fee was also a problem by then. So my mom meets this distant relative who, I'd say just by sheer luck, offered to pay my entire university fee. So third year and fourth year, I got educated by him. But at the same time, I also have to stay and keep discipline, because my business I started when I'm in second year. Because yes, the fee is paid for, but you are in campus, you have to look for something to get you money, you have to feed yourself, because my mom is also struggling with my other siblings. So it taught me a lot to be very self-independent, be very creative, that I owe it to date. So if you are, I think like maybe some situations put you, or some circumstances put you in a situations that put your lives way better than if they weren't there. For example, if I compare my life with my peers whom we are with from the same background, I say I'm way ahead in life right now, because I just turned 24. I drive my own car, I have my own apartment that I pay for my own bills, all of them. I support my siblings. I'm paying my brother's school fee at the university. He's studying software engineering. I'm doing a lot. I run a business, and I'm just 24. I don't think that if it were not for my background and upbringing in poverty, I could be able to be where I am today. And to that, thanks to that, okay, I will say thanks to poverty, but yeah, you get that. Another lesson that poverty taught me is resilience is a currency. Resilience is a currency. What do this mean? That even when things are hard, you have to keep going. If you have an option, maybe you can quit, but if you don't have an option, you have to be resilient. You have to wake up and try and try and try again. So another backstory, in 2020, around 2022, that's I think in my second year or whatever in campus, either second year or third year in campus, that's when I just think launched my business, and it didn't pick how I thought it would. So I had to get an income. Initially, I'd been doing academic writing, and by this time, I think ChatGPT had come in, and the industry was slow, so the finances were super slow. So I had moved out as well. So I have to pay rent, I have to feed myself, clothe myself, and also still run business errands here and there. I'm still looking for money to also invest back in my business. So I went online, studied, took courses on digital marketing, taught myself. By there I teach myself a lot of things. Most of the knowledge that I have, trust me, most of them are free, and it's self-taught. I do a lot of research, I do a lot of self-training, I do a lot of self-education, and surprisingly, that's how I learn faster and better. So I took this course. Then the next year, that is around 2023 in January, I now start applying for jobs on LinkedIn on digital marketing. By sheer luck or by discipline, I get the interview. The 2 interviews, passed one, and I was absorbed. And the company I was working at was very toxic for 6 months, and but unfortunately, this is the time also my health had issues and complications. I used to get sick almost all the time. I go to work, we work from around 7 to like 6, sometimes we go to home at 8, which was very hard. But I told God, I don't want this to be my final story. Like, I don't want this to be my final life. We used to work from Monday to Monday. Sometimes there could be shifts on Sunday, so sometimes you could go to work on Sundays, sometimes you couldn't go to work on Sundays, but most of the time we work in twice a month. You have Sundays off. Every other time it's Monday to Monday, and it was crazy. It was very tiresome and very demanding. So that's a job that I prayed for, and I got, and it was giving me some cash so I could actually sustain myself. But it was so bad, it was horrible, the situation was hard, and especially that I had also health issues and complications which were just making it more difficult to concentrate on my work and even just survive. I just said, you know what, I know this is gonna end soon. So I decided to save up and say that after, when I saved up given amount of money, I'd quit. I didn't know what I'm going to do, but I knew that maybe I'll just focus back on my business. So at I think the second last, on my 5th month in the company, I think now I had because my issue was with my stomach, it had worsened to a point that I couldn't walk straight, but I still needed to work because I need the money. So I said that, God, if you really want me to quit this job, let me have saved 45,000 by next month. Miraculously, we had sold the best, because I'm the best in sales and marketing. Usually I am the best. I had sold the best, I think 3 times in a month, being that I was also new in there, and I was awarded, I think, around 14,000 or something of the sort. And I don't know, my business had also started peaking somehow, maybe not so much, because every time I could get my salary, I set aside some money for marketing and marketed on the side. So I didn't leave my business completely. On the 6th month, I had the 45,000, and I just decided one day I'm not going back to work, and I just quit because my body was literally going to die. Yes, I think that was in 2023. 2024 things went better, and now here we are. So that was, I think, one of the most darkest moments of my life. I guess, yeah, because everything was just in shambles, but I kept on. The resilience, just because it has always been like that. My childhood wasn't way better though, so I'm just like, every time something comes up, you know what, we have to keep going. And that's why we say, even in this channel, we keep it moving. You have to move, just move. Even if you don't know where you're going, you can pause and rest, but be resilient. That's one thing that I owe to poverty. It taught me how to be very resilient. Another lesson it all starts in the mind. Anything, I believe, I'm a firm believer of anything you want to achieve, you can achieve if you put your mindset to be able to achieve it. Why do I believe in this? If I look at my diaries, my journals, even way back in 2019, even when I'm still in high school, I've always dreamed of becoming an entrepreneur. I just didn't know which type of an entrepreneur, because I just write, I need to own a global company. Yes, the company is not global yet, but come back and check in 5 years. We are going global. And where DV is right now, that's not what I pictured way earlier. And even deciding to be in the beauty industry took some time, but now looking back, this is a dream that I'd always wanted. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. When I started a business and it failed, it didn't work, I went to corporate. But even being in corporate, I knew this is not the place for me, and eventually I resigned, and now things are working way better. And even this, I know for a fact, one day and soon enough, this business is going to be where I want it to be, and that is Devi Organics being an international brand. That's one of the things that we have put on the table and we are working on in the next year. But right now, where we've come from is very far, considering that no one taught me anything, no one held my hand. I've been literally doing it alone, figuring it alone, teaching myself, my clients teaching me, refining the products, coming up with the best ingredients, coming up with the best formulas, trying things out. If it fails, refine, getting back again. And now here we are. We have, I think the company has 10 or 11 employees that is paying, fully running. We have a physical location. We have a total of 23, I think, no, 23 or 19 products, and we are launching some soon. And these are some of the fast moving goods we have, and it's changing clients' lives. And this is not where I saw it. This is not how it started. A girl just wanted to be an international entrepreneur, which we are going to be very soon. So it's all in your mind. If there's something you want to go after, put it in your mind and don't let anything else distract you from it, because anything else apart from where you're going is noise. typically. Another important lesson that he taught me: success doesn't change you, it amplifies whom you are actually. I don't know how to explain this even more profound. I've been the same Volin who was struggling at 10 with maybe a lot of loads of work, raising kids, when me myself I needed to be raised because I was a kid. It's still me even to date. Before I bought my first car, actually, which I did this year on my birthday, I thought like life would miraculously change and I'd be at a way happier place. All my troubles will be gone, because that's one thing that I had been wanting for the longest time. I bought the car finally and nothing changes. It's just me. It's only that it has bought me good convenience if every time I want to go somewhere. But if there's a struggle that I still had, it's still there emotionally. If money hasn't changed me, I'd say money hasn't changed me that much. I am a giver, so it has amplified that side of me to mean more responsibilities on my hand. I want to give more, I want to make more so that I can give more, put my family in better life, put myself in better life. But I'm also a spendthrift, so it has also amplified that. I spend sometimes but don't we all? I'm just a girl, come on. I guess. But yeah, it just amplifies whom you are at the core of whom you are. It doesn't change you. So if you are a selfish person, money will make you more selfish. If you're someone who likes bragging, you're proud, money will make you more of that. So I think it is you to define what you want money to make you to be. But it doesn't change whom you are, it just amplifies. And I pray that we all get the good money that we want, and it makes us better people, because it buys you freedom, it buys you time, it buys you choices, it gives you opportunities. There are people that I've interacted with that I don't think I would have interacted with them if I didn't have money, or if I weren't where I am today. And that is to, I think, the money. So cheers to money. And here I'm all about growth, I'm all about success, growing together, elevating each other. So let me know, what are some of the lessons that poverty has taught you? What is your one of the biggest takeaway that poverty has taught you? Let me know in the comment section below. And if this is something you're interested in, please comment below and leave a subscription, and stay tuned for the next episode. See you.